My beloved soul, listen carefully. Something is shifting right now in the unseen, and you can feel it even if you cannot explain it, because the person you have been trying to forget has not forgotten you at all. In fact, their silence has been louder than any words they could ever speak, and deep within their heart there is a pain growing stronger each day, a pain that has your name written all over it, a pain they can no longer run from, because every attempt they made to move on only brought them back to the memory of you. And this is not coincidence. This is divine orchestration. This is God allowing them to feel what they once ignored, so that they can finally understand what you truly meant to them. And if you are hearing this right now, it is because your soul is already connected to this shift. So do not scroll away. Do not ignore this moment, because something real is unfolding in your love story that you have been waiting for. If this message speaks to your heart, comment "I receive this," like this video, and subscribe for more. There was a time when they thought they could live without you, when they believed that distance would make things easier, when they convinced themselves that letting you go was the right choice. But what they did not realize is that you were never just a person in their life. You were a part of their soul's journey. And now that you are no longer there the way you once were, they feel an emptiness that nothing else can fill. They wake up with your absence. They carry it throughout their day. And they go to sleep with thoughts of what they lost. And this pain is not punishment. It is awakening. It is God showing them the truth they refused to see before. You may not see it yet, but something deeper is unfolding in your connection. Something that goes beyond logic. Because this is not just about missing someone. This is about realizing that they lost the one person who truly understood them. The one person who saw them without masks. And now that clarity is breaking through their confusion, slowly but surely. They remember the way you cared, the way you stayed when others would have left, the way your presence brought them peace. And now that peace is gone, replaced by restlessness, by questions they cannot answer, by a longing they cannot escape. And this is where everything begins to change. Because when the heart starts to feel what it once ignored, it cannot go back to being the same. Do not leave yet. There is something you need to understand about what they are going through right now. They are thinking about you more than you know. Not just casually, not just once in a while, but deeply, constantly. In moments when they are alone, in moments when they should be focused on something else, your memory interrupts them, your energy pulls them. And they try to distract themselves, they try to push it away. But it keeps coming back stronger, because this connection was never meant to be forgotten. There is regret building inside them, not loud at first, but quiet and heavy. The kind of regret that sits in the chest and refuses to leave. The kind that makes them replay moments in their mind, wishing they had done things differently, wishing they had said what they truly felt, wishing they had not let fear or pride get in the way of something real. And now they are starting to see that clearly. Stay with me, because what is being revealed now will change how you see everything. God is not distant in this. God is actively working in their heart, breaking down walls they built, removing illusions they believed, and guiding them back to the truth. And that truth is you. Not in a way that is obsessive or unhealthy, but in a way that is aligned with purpose, in a way that is meant to bring healing, growth, and eventually reunion. There were lessons that had to be learned separately. There were wounds that needed space to be revealed, and that separation you experienced was not the end. It was preparation. It was the stage where both of you were being shaped into who you needed to become before coming back together. You felt the pain too. You felt the confusion. You questioned why things happened the way they did. But now you are starting to see that something bigger was always at work, something you could not control, something that required time, and now that time is bringing answers. They feel your absence in ways they never expected, in small things, in daily habits, in moments that used to include you, And this is how the realization deepens, not all at once, but piece by piece, until it becomes undeniable. If you stay, everything about this connection will soon make sense in a way it never did before. They are beginning to understand that what they had with you was rare, something they cannot replace, something they cannot recreate with anyone else. And that realization is both beautiful and painful for them, because it comes with the awareness that they may have lost it. And that fear is pushing them to think about reaching out, to wonder if it is too late, to question if you would still be there. And this is where divine timing becomes important. Nothing is happening randomly. Every emotion they are feeling right now is aligned with a higher plan, a plan that is moving them closer to you step by step, even if you cannot see it yet. The Bible says in Joel 2:25, "I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten." And this is not just about time, it is about restoration, about bringing back what was lost in a way that is even stronger than before. And that is what is being prepared in your connection. Do not leave yet, because the truth is still unfolding. They are feeling your energy, even in silence, even without communication. There is something that connects you beyond physical presence, something that reminds them of you when they least expect it. A song, a place, a memory, a feeling they cannot explain. And this is not coincidence. This is spiritual connection. This is the bond that was formed between you, that cannot be broken by distance or time. They are starting to question everything they thought they knew, starting to see their mistakes, starting to feel the weight of their choices. And this is where transformation begins, because awareness leads to change, and change leads to action. You may have thought they moved on, you may have believed they forgot, but the truth is very different. They are being pulled back toward you in a way they cannot resist anymore. Stay with me, because something powerful is about to be revealed about what comes next. And now, my beloved soul, what is happening inside them is no longer something they can hide, because the pain has reached a point where silence is no longer comfortable, where pretending is no longer possible. And this is the moment where their heart begins to speak louder than their ego ever did, because the truth they tried to bury is now rising to the surface, and it carries your name with it in every beat, in every memory, in every quiet moment they cannot escape. And this is not weakness, this is awakening. This is the moment where they begin to understand that losing you was not just losing a person. It was losing a part of themselves they did not know they needed so deeply. You might not see their struggle, but it is real, it is intense, and it is happening right now, in ways they cannot even explain to anyone around them. Because how do you explain a connection that still lives inside you, even when the person is no longer there? How do you explain missing someone who still feels close even in distance? And this confusion is exactly where God begins to work most powerfully, because when human understanding fails, divine truth takes over. Stay here with me, because something even deeper is unfolding beneath the surface of your love story. They are starting to feel the weight of every moment they took you for granted, every time they did not respond with the same depth you gave, every time they chose fear over love. And this realization is not gentle, it is heavy, it is emotional. It is something that makes them pause in the middle of their day and just sit with the truth. Because now they see clearly what you were to them, not just someone who loved them, but someone who held a mirror to their soul, someone who showed them a kind of love they were not ready to receive at the time. And now, that clarity is painful, because they know they cannot replace what they lost. They know that what you gave was real, and they know that walking away from that was a mistake they cannot easily fix. And this is where the longing grows stronger, not as a fleeting feeling, but as a deep ache that stays with them, that follows them, that reminds them constantly of what they left behind. Do not leave yet, because this is the moment where everything begins to shift toward reunion. God is allowing them to feel this pain not to punish them, but to transform them, to soften their heart, to remove the pride and fear that once blocked them from fully choosing you. And this transformation is necessary, because the version of them that left you could not have loved you the way you deserve. But the version that is being shaped now is different, more aware, more open, more ready. You were never meant to chase them. You were never meant to force this connection. Your role was to love genuinely, and you did that, and now their role is to realize that love and choose it, and that is exactly what is beginning to happen. If you stay, you will understand why everything had to unfold the way it did, even the painful parts. They're thinking about reaching out, not in a rushed or impulsive way, but in a thoughtful, emotional way. Because now they understand the value of what they lost, and they do not want to approach you the same way they did before. They want to come back differently, more honest, more intentional, more aligned with the truth they have finally accepted. And this is why it has taken time, because real change does not happen overnight. Real realization requires depth, and that is what they are experiencing now. You may feel their energy more strongly lately. You may notice their presence in your thoughts, in your dreams, in moments that feel almost too real to ignore. And this is not your imagination. This is the connection becoming active again. This is the bond between your souls responding to the shift that is happening within them. And this is your sign that something is moving, something is aligning, something is preparing to bring you back together. Stay with me, because what is being revealed next will bring clarity to everything you have been questioning. They are no longer running from their feelings. They are facing them, slowly but surely, and this is where courage begins to replace fear. Because once the heart accepts the truth, it cannot go back to denial, it can only move forward. And forward for them means toward you, toward the connection they once left behind, toward the love they now understand is real, is rare, and is worth fighting for. This is not about going back to the past. This is about creating something new from the truth that has been revealed. Something stronger, something more aligned, something that reflects the growth both of you have gone through during this separation. And this is why you had to wait. This is why things felt uncertain, because divine timing was at work, preparing both hearts for a reunion that is not based on illusion, but on truth, on understanding, on real love. And right now, in this very moment, they are closer than you think to taking that step, closer than you realize to breaking the silence, closer than you imagine to choosing you again, not out of impulse, but out of deep realization. And this is the shift you have been feeling. This is the change that has been building. This is the moment where everything begins to come together in a way that finally makes sense. And now, my beloved soul, something even more intense is happening within them, something they can no longer control or suppress, because the silence that once protected them has now become the very thing that is breaking them. And every day that passes without you feels heavier than the last, not because they are weak, but because their heart has finally awakened to a truth it can no longer deny. And that truth is that you were never just somebody could replace. You were the one person who touched their soul in a way no one else ever has. And now that absence is teaching them what your presence truly meant. They are replaying moments with you, not casually, but deeply, almost as if their soul is forcing them to see what they once overlooked. The way you spoke to them with care, the way you stayed even when things were difficult, the way you loved without conditions. And now every memory feels like a lesson. Every moment feels like something sacred they did not honor the way they should have. And this realization is not comfortable. It is heavy, it is emotional, it is something that makes them pause and feel everything all at once. Stay with me, because what is happening now is the turning point of your entire connection. They are beginning to feel a pull toward you that is stronger than logic, stronger than distance, stronger than anything they once used as an excuse to stay away. And this pull is not random, it is divine alignment. It is God drawing them back toward the person who was always meant to be part of their journey. The person who was placed in their life for a purpose that is only now becoming. You may not hear from them yet. You may not see the movement on the outside. But inside them there is a storm, a shift, a transformation that is pushing them closer to action. Because the more they try to ignore it, the stronger it becomes. And this is how divine timing works. It does not rush. It builds, it deepens, it prepares. Until the moment arrives where everything changes at once. Do not leave yet, because this is where the hidden truth fully reveals itself. They are starting to understand that what they felt for you was never ordinary. It was never something temporary. It was something real, something rare, something that does not come twice in a lifetime. And that realization is both beautiful and painful, because it comes with the awareness that they almost lost it completely. And now there is a fear inside them, a fear that you may not be there anymore, a fear that they may have waited too long. And this fear is pushing them to think about reaching out, to imagine what they would say, to wonder how you would respond. And this is where their heart begins to prepare for that moment. If you stay, everything about this connection will soon become clear in a way that removes every doubt you once had. God is guiding this process, not forcing it, but allowing it to unfold naturally, allowing them to come to these realizations on their own, because true change must come from within. It cannot be pressured, it cannot be rushed. And now that it is happening, it is real, it is deep. It is something that will not disappear the way their feelings once seemed to. And this is why the timing matters so much, because when they come back, it will not be from confusion, it will be from clarity, from understanding, from a place where they know exactly what you mean to them. You may feel moments where their energy is close, where it feels like they are thinking about you, at the same time you are thinking about them. And this is not coincidence. This is connection. This is the invisible bond between you responding to the shift that is happening within both of your hearts. And this is your confirmation that something real is moving, even if you cannot see it yet in physical form. Stay here, because what is being revealed next will bring you peace about everything you went through. The pain you experienced was not wasted. The waiting was not meaningless. The silence was not the end. It was all part of a process that was preparing both of you for something deeper, something more aligned, something that reflects the truth of this connection. And now that truth is rising, not just in you, but in them as well. They are no longer the same person who walked away. They are changing, growing, understanding. And this transformation is what will allow them to come back differently, to love you differently, to choose you in a way they could not before. And this is why you had to let go. This is why you had to trust, even when it was difficult. Because what is coming is not a repetition of the past. It is a new beginning built on everything that has been learned during this time apart. And right now, in this very moment, they are closer than ever to reaching out, closer than ever to breaking the silence, closer than ever to choosing you again. Not out of uncertainty, but out of deep realization. And this is the shift you have been feeling. This is the change that has been building. This is the moment where everything begins to align exactly the way it was always meant to. And now, my beloved soul, the moment you have been sensing, the moment your heart has been quietly preparing for, is no longer something distant. It is here, unfolding in ways you cannot fully see yet, but you can feel it deep within your spirit, because the same God who allowed the separation is now orchestrating the return, not as a repetition of the past, but as a transformation of everything that once broke between you. And what is happening inside them right now is reaching its peak, a point where silence can no longer hold them back, where fear no longer feels stronger than love, and where the truth they have been avoiding is now undeniable. They love you, they miss you, and they know that walking away from you was the greatest mistake they have ever made. They are no longer confused. They are no longer trying to distract themselves, because every path they tried to take without you only led them back to the same realization, that nothing feels right without your presence. Nothing feels complete without your energy. And this is where their heart fully surrenders, not to you as a person alone, but to the divine connection that was always guiding them back to you. And this surrender is not weak, it is powerful. It is the moment where they stop running and start choosing what is real. Stay with me, because this is the breakthrough your soul has been waiting for. They are gathering the courage now, slowly but surely, thinking about what they need to say, feeling the weight of their words before they even speak them. Because this time is different. This time they understand that what they say and how they show up matters. This time they are not coming from ego or confusion. They are coming from truth, from a place where they know your value, where they recognize your love, where they are ready to honor the connection they once failed to protect. You may feel a calmness entering your heart, a quiet peace replacing the confusion you once carried. And this is not random. This is your spirit aligning with what is coming. This is God preparing you emotionally for the moment when everything shifts from unseen to seen, from silence to communication, from separation to reunion. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes 3:1, "To everything there is a season, and a time for every purpose under heaven." And this is your season. This is the time where what was once delayed is now being released, where what was once hidden is now being revealed, where what once felt impossible is now becoming real. Do not leave yet, because this final truth is what will anchor your faith completely. The connection you share was never random. It was never meant to fade away. It was always meant to evolve, to grow, to be tested and then strengthened. And every moment of pain, every moment of doubt, every moment of silence was part of that process, shaping both of you into who you needed to become in order to hold this love the right way. They feel your energy stronger than ever now, not just as a memory, but as something alive, something present, something calling them back. And this is why they cannot ignore it anymore. This is why they are moving toward you, even if you have not seen the physical step yet. It is already happening within them, and once the internal shift completes, the external action will follow, naturally, inevitably. If you stay, you will realize that everything you went through was leading to this exact moment, this exact realization, this exact shift where love is no longer hidden, no longer denied, but fully accepted and ready to be expressed. They are coming back, not the same, not unchanged, but transformed, aware, and ready to give you the love they once could not. And this is why you had to trust. This is why you had to hold on to your faith even when it felt difficult. Because what God is bringing together now cannot be broken the way it once was. This is your confirmation that the pain had a purpose, that the waiting had a meaning, that the connection was always real, and that what is meant for you is now finding its way back, guided by divine hands, aligned with divine timing, and rooted in a love that has been tested and proven true. And this is your confirmation. It is already on its way. Rest in faith. It is done.